Good afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming to this celebration of our father's life. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I write things out and then I type them out. But for my dad, I wrote this little message to Dad in red pen in honor of my dad, because no matter if I was in elementary school, junior high, college, or working on my resume, he would always get out his red pen and make corrections. So it's in red pen in honor of my dad. Right from the beginning, Dad taught us how to set high standards. For instance, getting out that red pen and making the corrections. He taught us how to become the best we could be. And I try to instill that on my elementary band and string students, as well as my own children. Dad stood by high standards of excellence with performances with the marching band and the concert band. As an administrator, he expected his students and staff to maintain high standards as well. Dad was an inspiration and a motivator not only to our family, but to numerous people throughout his life, as you can see from today. On the Care Pages page, some words used to describe Dad were inspiration, influence, unbelievable. A positive and profound impact on my life is what he had. He, along with my mom, were an inspiration to me. And they've had so much inspiration and influence on me. That's why I became a music teacher. I started out as a health and phys ed teacher and realized that wasn't my calling because of my parents. So I decided to go to Westchester. I didn't have a choice. Sorry, Mr. Hell, I couldn't go to Temple. So I went to Westchester and graduated with a music education degree. And so I'm teaching elementary band and strings. And when I asked my dad for questions about strings, he had no idea. So one of my favorite musicals, Rent, has a song that says, forget regret, or life is yours to miss. Dad never regretted anything he was involved in. He never worked a day in his life. He loved what he did, whether it was teaching, music, being an administrator, helping out with various activities throughout the community. He loved what he did. And Dad, I know you're not a country fan, but Carrie Underwood's See You Again sums it up for me. For you are the stars to me, you are the light I follow. I will see you again, this is not where it ends. I will carry you with me till I see you again. And I want to read this little poem my mom found. And it says, to those I love. When I am gone, just release me, let me go, so I can move into my afterglow. You mustn't tie me down with your tears, but let's be happy that we had so many years. I gave you my love. You can only guess how much you gave me in happiness. I thank you for the love you each have shown, but now it's time I traveled on alone. So grieve for me a while, if grieve you must, then let your grief be comforted with trust. It's only for a while that we must part, so bless the memories within your heart. And then, when you must come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile and a welcome home. Dad, I love you and thank you for everything.
How lucky was I to grow up in a family whose heart beat in musical rhythm. I remember going to band competitions as a little kid and thinking, wow, how cool are all those big kids? And the fact that it was my daddy's band that was getting all of that recognition, so amazing. So when it was finally my turn to learn an instrument, it was the cello in 3rd grade and trumpet in 4th. I was a mediocre instrumentalist. I hated to practice. But I hung in there, and I received encouragement from my musical parents the whole time. Then came my big chance to follow in the legacy of my daddy's band. We moved to Lansdale, and I had my chance to be a marching knight. I retired my trumpet. If he was disappointed, he never showed it. He continued to support me, through all of my endeavors, musical and otherwise. I have come to realize that the sound foundation on which my life has been built, our house was always filled with love and with music. Growing up, I wasn't always the easiest to deal with. I've heard stories about me traveling up and down band seats on bus trips. I would always get really frustrated with my mom, who would be pounding down on the piano at, those early 10 a.m. mornings during the summer. Or my dad would have that weird jazz stuff playing, blaring while he worked in his office. But as I got older and expanded my music tastes, I see the beauty in the sounds that they were creating and experiencing. There is no way I'm going to be able to carry out the musical legacy of my father. However, through example, I learned to be kind, compassionate, and to get back up when you fall down. When faced with his diagnosis the first and second time, instead of succumbing to, why me, he would bounce back with an, okay, let's get going, what do we need to do? I hope to carry on his can-do attitude, his ability to be fully present, and many of the other wonderful personality traits that so many of you have spoken of, except for his jokes. He had an amazing sense of humor, but I'll come up with my own material. To all of you here with us today, and to those that are here in spirit, thank you. From our hearts, with our deepest gratitude, we thank you for all the years of support, from a young, budding, no-name band director to a nationally recognized name in marching, concert, and community band programs. Thank you for the 4 years of dealing with his cancer. Thank you for every card, every message, every phone call, every hug and prayer. I know how much my dad would be proud of us, of all of you. Thank you from my family.